All right, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay. The quality should be a little lower. It's a webcam microphone, but it shouldn't cut out.
yeah. I mean, I this is fine. It's like it's just cutting out a video issue.
Yeah, Jesus. Um, oh, anyway, so I was saying that every Jigglypuff in California, well, okay, I guess I'm just really struggling in the Ditto. I'm struggling in like all aspects of it. The other matchups, mostly they make sense. I have, game plans that I like. You can punish them. And I guess I have many philosophical questions about the Ditto. So like I don't really know. Everyone that I play, um, runs away like really, really hard, and I don't know if I'm supposed to just like accept that this is the matchup, or maybe they're just playing like psychological games with me, or yeah, I'm not totally sure. Or maybe I'm running away and then they're getting upset and running away back too, and I don't feel like I'm running away or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's them or it's me. Is one aspect. Um. Uh. Yeah. So the matchup's just really confusing. And I'm pretty lost on a game plan level on how I should handle it. Should I accept it and also just play super patient, or should I try to make things happen and push forward and take position and all that? I'm sure also when we watch it, we'll start seeing all the tiny
Yeah.
mistakes that add up to losing anyways. But
But
yeah, do you have any
yeah,
thoughts
so
on that?
like
Yeah.
on a philosophical thing, it's like whenever Puff is like backing away, it's pretty hard for you to actually challenge that. It's kind of like you're
Hmm.
playing Peach Puff, but you don't have any
Hmm.
turnips, and you can't really like
Yeah.
how turnips work is like, I mean, you throw like a turnip up, and then it like basically cuts off like you being able to go towards them. So it's like you don't have like a turnip to like basically choose where Puff is, or like a young like bomb to kind of
Hmm.
just like zone at all.
Hmm.
So it's like when Puff just backers away, you kind of have to accept that. But
Hmm.
like you can accept it in the way that they're giving up space and they're putting
Yeah.
themselves in the corner and they can't get out of the corner if you play it right. Is essentially how I think about like when a
Okay.
Puff is just being like really campy or whatever. I'm just like,
So you believe that ledge pressure is possible in the Ditto. You
oh, for
believe
sure,
that
yeah,
that that it can be hard to get out of the corner.
yeah.
Because it sometimes feels like Jigglypuff can just jump over. Like she can go so high, and because of the amount of jumps, like it's really obscenely hard to get a meaningful juggle. And you're just as likely to like try to up air, and then they drift the other side and they fast fall under you, and then you're reversaled or something.
Okay, I want to pull up Uncle Punch and just throw out like a basically like a sharking method that I've been messing around with lately. That's like basically to avoid that happening because that's very common
Hmm.
with Puff.
Hmm.
Bring up Peach again. It's like whenever you're edge guarding Peach and just like she just floats over to you and then she just like lands and then down smashes or something and somehow you get reversal. Like
Sure.
it's basically the same concept as the Peach mashup, where you're basically just trying to box them with back air, and if they go over you, you really can just go horizontal, and it doesn't really matter they're really high up, you can just wait for them to land. And the way I do that, well, mainly I kind of stole this from Hungrybox, because he hit me with it
Hmm.
a lot, is
Hmm.
he would do, basically he's waiting for Puff to land like this, like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't see. Okay.
Oh,
Hold on. It's kind of desynced a little and running at double speed. Okay, I think it's okay.
okay, cool. Yeah. So I wasn't doing anything really important yet. But basically, what I'm saying is Puff's recovering like this, and how
Hmm.
I think about it is you trying to back here like this to keep her from going above you. If she tries
Hmm.
to go above you, then either there's one of two things. You can try and challenge her, which is usually the worst case scenario because
Yeah, it's impossible.
it's like you can't really get vertical height, and that's the big problem about Puff in the matchup, is that you
Hmm.
just cannot chase her if she's high up. So it's like you
Hmm.
don't want to get reversal, like you're saying. So to avoid that, you just basically do short hop up air, really low to
Hmm.
the ground as a non-committal type of shark. Because if they fall into you, that's great, and if they don't fall into you, they're probably going to be landing corner, which again, what
What
goes
about a top platform?
Well, if they land top platform, they have to get down, and it's not really easy to get down. Like, they can try and do, like...
Okay, wait. Okay, what if they have a stock lead? They don't have to get down.
That's true. But, like, how I think about the stock lead in that situation is, like, when you go up like this, eventually you will be able to chase Puff up there.
To get an interaction, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, the problem with Puff being this high up is that she doesn't have anywhere to land left or right, so she's kind of stuck up here. And if you, like, short hop up her or something like this under the side platform, she can't come down on you at all. And then you can kind of just do this type of, like, back air to just challenge the top plat. This works in every matchup, but especially this one, too. Like, I don't think the top platform is really meaningful in this matchup. It's more the side platforms are actually way more annoying.
What do you think about pound, like, maybe pound, not pound stall, well, pound stalling? Yeah, what do you think about pound stalling in the Ditto?
The only stage I think it's relevant is Dreamland. I played Frenzy the Mewtwo King one time. He was just preparing for Hungry Box for some, like, random thing, and he was literally just pound stalling up here, like, the entire game. And I was just like, it's really stupid because I always thought that pound stalling was banned, but
it's like ambiguous, yeah.
It's an ambiguous thing where I don't think that no one's really been tested on it before.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe a theoretical world, like, I'm playing Hungry Box at Genesis, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I think this is probably optimal.
So one of the replays I sent, Khalid pound stalls me in the unranked.
Yeah.
He jumps up and just pounds, and it's like I can wait for him to come down. It takes like 45 seconds, and I get a chance at like an up air, and it's still hard as fuck to like hit the up air or the landing. Okay, so I always recover pretty high, and I use a few pounds. And I feel like when I do this, it's like opening some Pandora's box in the other Jigglypuff's mind, and they're like viewing it differently than me, and they decide to like start relentlessly stalling me or something. Does that make sense?
I guess in some way. I feel like sometimes people get like weirdly tilted, like when you just do like just take your time for a second to recover.
Yeah.
Or, like, anything
yeah, because I never stall, but like I will do a couple pounds off stage to just like get a better angle. I feel like pound recoveries are really broken. Like I feel like they're not used very much because it's like kind of, I don't know, frowned upon in a way.
Like, are you saying like pounding like this or like pounding like up here?
Well, potentially, but like say you're sent off stage and you do a few pounds to get like really high up.
Like this? What you're saying?
Yeah, it could be even that high up. And it seems like generally if you get high up enough, like in a lot of cases you can trade an Edgeguard situation for 20 seconds off the clock and a juggle situation. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but actually I don't think that pound is good at all unless you're literally like hit with an up air and then you're just pounding up here on Dreamlight. I think the problem with pound in this matchup is that, let's say you get hit off stage with a back air and then you're like over here. Puff hit you from back air from like here. So Puff is like, alright, I hit a back air, now I have to Edgeguard. So Puff starts jumping off stage, but you're over here. You pound, you're stuck in lag of pound, so Puff is able to go out there and back air you. If you are not in the lag of pound, then Puff can't do that. It's kind of like the only way you get shine spiked as Fox or against Fox is that you pound and then they just jump and shine you after. It's the same type of concept.
I guess I get the concept. I feel like in practicality, it always feels like, for example, with Fox, if you like pound badly, you'll get shine spiked. But I feel like even against Fox, pound is pretty underused off stage to make getting pressured off stage like really, really hard. I think there's a lot of ways to use pound. That's my experience anyways.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes pound is like my willingness to pound off stage, like Samus bombs, is like my secret power that stops me from getting edgeguarded a lot. Even against guys who like try to shine a lot, say like Ralph or something, who try to shine a lot.
I will say, like, there's only a few foxes that will punish this type of pound to get height, and like,
Yeah.
there's only like Panda was one of the only ones that would really do it against me. But like, the problem with that is that Fox can't really jump out here at all without completely risking his stock. Puff can jump out here and not risk her stock at all. She doesn't. She has a billion jumps, so she doesn't need to, you know, just die off of like getting pounded. It just will not happen. Is the big issue with that philosophy. So whenever you pound, you're giving her more time to catch you.
Well, another thing is I think most Jigglypuffs only ever do rising pound, but like jumpless pound, I think of it like Samus's bombs. Like Samus will just shoot a million bombs off stage, and because like she gets to drift so much, and she can decide when she does the pound, and she can decide what she does afterwards. Well, it'd be a rising pound, a rising jumpless pound.
Yeah, I
know. You can like kind of wait out, like say the opponent's fastball, or see if they do a double jump, and see their drift, and then kind of like react without using any resources.
Why don't you just fall instead?
What's that?
Why don't you, instead of doing the pound, do that? Why don't you just fall instead?
Well, that's like an option that you have, but well, one of the resources that you lose is the amount of space below you. Like now you're a little more strapped for time.
Yeah, but you're not in lag.
Yeah. I guess that's the trade-off.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Anyways, I feel like I'm sure we'll see instances of me getting edgeguarded doing it, but well, I feel like Pound's really good off stage for recovery. Like you DI stuff up, and then rather than trying to recover down to the edge, you do 1, 2, or 3 pounds and kind of threaten high, and get some kind of like mix up as you come down either to the edge or high.
Okay. All right. If you don't have any other general questions we get into, I'll just do that, and then we'll see how you knew the pounds.
Yeah, I guess my general question really was just like the philosophical, like, just should I believe in attacking as Puff in the Ditto? And do you think that there is, okay, actually one more question. In the stock lead situation, do you think that there is, do you think it's maybe frowned upon, but do you think it might be like ideal to, when you get a stock lead, like relentlessly waste time?
Relentlessly waste time? Like, you want to explain that a little bit more? I'm just...
Maybe we should watch the game against Khalid. Let's watch the game against Khalid.
Okay. Yeah, because in my head, that's like a loaded term. I don't think about like... When I play Melee, I'm not like thinking like, oh, I'm going to waste... my time on the clock or my opponent's time, so
yeah, I never did before some of these games either.
Because when I play the Puff Ditto, I'm actively trying to engage my opponent because I'm like, okay, if they corner themselves, then that's cool for me. I don't care if they're camping me back, even if I have the lead. Sometimes though, it's like their type of defensive play is literally just sitting on the side platform and back airing in place, and it's like, yeah, when I'm at like 110, I don't really need to challenge that because I will just get back aired and then they can edgeguard me.
Yeah.
So it's like, there is like times where I kind of just sit on the other side platform to see like, yo, you're gonna play the game with me or not, and that's like my version of wasting time in this matchup. But like,
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Starting the game with Ledge Cafe.
Yeah, I'm wall drug.
Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, I know Khalid's crown. I was just like, wow, they're actually starting the game with Ledge Cafe. It's crazy. So it's really interesting. Wow. What the hell is this? Oh my god. My brain is just fried. Wow, this is crazy. That's a cool edge crab.
Oh yeah, this thing.
Yeah. So, why are you not throwing out hitboxes? Is my question.
You know what? Actually, what's happened in like 2 of the games that I play against Khalid is that Um, I start out pretty unsure of what to do, and I just try like going at him, and then I fall behind. So okay, my idea here is to take edge and then try to do something, but he's obviously just hitting me. So I should probably like throw a few more bears
Yeah, I
to
don't.
just like threaten that and then try to take ledge.
I don't think taking ledge is really a necessary thing in the edge guard sequence or the corner. Well, this is more of an edge guard than like when I think
Well, how
about
else are you gonna stop Jigglypuff from planking
you
without
can.
like ultimately taking ledge?
So there's this one way I'm punishing it lately is where I do a reverse fair to snipe them regrabbing the ledge. Like essentially the only way that it loses from what I've seen is basically them fairing the ledge with a regrab. But anytime they ever throw out like a fair instead of grabbing the edge, that means they can't grab the edge, and then you can just backer them for fairing.
If I do, you're saying reverse fair, like drop down from above, reverse fair?
Usually I do it off of like a short hop.
Sure, 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 sure.
That's
So
specifically
it's gonna weak hit, right?
yeah, weak hit, and then
Won't that
it's
be like punishable on hit if he's at 0?
at 0, yeah. But it also is pretty hard to punish in the sense that you can just kind of grab ledge sometimes after, or you can drop
Yeah, yeah.
down low. It's something that I think is like potentially okay at 0, but
Hmm.
basically in this position anyways, I'm not trying to grab edge. I'm just trying to snipe him grabbing edge with like a
Yeah, I
backer.
should something it's really stupid of me. Even if your opponent is like clearly gonna be trying to stall you, there's no reason to like really try to make it happen immediately. There are 8 minutes for
Yeah.
you to like try some back airs, try some calmer things than just trying to steal edge and like kill him.
It's like even when you steal ledge, you're like, what are you gonna do after? It's the is the problem. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just such a risk for like basically no reward. Whereas like throwing out like a back air to hit the ledge is like not that bad. It's like
Well, my thinking is from ledge, if he drops, I feel like if I try to hit edge with like a low back air or something, he's probably just going to drop below it or sweet spot. Um,
so yeah. So when he drops below
and if I
it,
wanted to hit him dropping below, I could, if I were on ledge, I could, in principle, um, drop lower and safely back air or something like that.
the problem with Puff dropping lower here is basically she kind of has to cover herself with a nut pair to avoid getting back aired. So then it gets into a mix up of, oh, if I go for this up air, then I cannot grab ledge anymore. Basically for like 2 double jumps.
Yeah, 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 yeah. If he goes for an up air, it's super super duper committal.
Yeah, it's like they have to up air you to stop you from punishing them at all for trying to grab ledge. Because like forward air, you can just literally sit here and just wait for the forward air to come out, like I'm saying, because it takes so long to grab edge off of it. So it's
Mhm.
like when I think about this spot and it's 0-0, if I had the lead here, I don't really care to interact with the ledge that much. Versus like literally just regrab like this. If they're doing
Mhm.
like turnaround backer from ledge, a lot of the times you can just shield the back air and back air to shield to hit it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, specifically versus the edge grab, I think it's just fine to just throw out like a back air, and then if they start
Oh,
doing, yeah,
sorry, I was gonna say I psychoanalyzed myself in the past, and the real reason I was trying the edge grab thing is that I figured that he hadn't seen someone steal edge with the sing grab from there before, and it would surprise him. Honestly, honest to God, that's like the logic that's in my
okay,
head at that exact moment.
yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just really just playing the mix up of, oh, okay, if he goes for a fair, then I wait. If he doesn't go for a fair and just goes for a raw regrab, then I just back air.
Mhm.
If he tries to dip low to avoid the back air and try and upper me, then I just wait again. Basically, it's
Okay.
literally wait or back air is like, and if you want to break it down to just like 2 things to
You're
do,
saying I wait or back air
yeah, it's like you either
from.
wait
Mhm.
for an aerial like a fair regrab, or you wait for them to drop low and upper you for trying to back air. So
and
it's like
and
a
I
lot of
either
times you
do
wait.
it
Yeah.
And I either do it from side plat facing center stage with a shield drop, or I like short hop,
Yeah, I
and I'm
think
like
short
messing with my
hop's
short hop timings.
probably objectively better, like starting it from like here. Um,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I think that's probably a little bit better. Usually a lot of puffs that I play against do not really just do this raw up regret, because it's like, you don't really get that much off of this situation at all, as the other puff.
Yeah, he's playing like mind games or something. Like this is
Yeah.
like psychological warfare more than it's anything else.
You can like kind of also just like from this exact position, and because you can't set it back anymore, you can kind of just try and fair this as well too, and just like not like commit with the fair, but like you do the fair and just like arc like this way to here. So like if they try and like tournament winner or like ledge dash or something, you can hit them for doing that, and I think that's fine too, because like if they go for like a fair on the stage to try and beat that, it's probably going to lose or trade, and trades in this position is completely fine because they're cornered. Like obviously you're at 34 and they're at 0, so it's like, oh, I don't want to trade, but like keeping them in the corner is completely fine in my opinion to trade here.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird.
Yeah, it was on.
I'm just trying to figure out how they even got in this position. Or this interaction just doesn't make sense. Yeah, like this would be a pretty good spot to do that fair, for sure. So, in this matchup, I don't really like being grounded in the sense that you basically cannot beat Nair. Nair is really hard to beat while you're grounded, especially in shield, because you can't really shield grab, because if they space it, they can literally rest you.
Yeah, they drift back and
they can rest you forward smash, they can do anything. So it's like you can't shield grab it. You can try and up smash out a shield, but that's just insanely risky if you miss. And then you can try.
Yeah, so I try a shield drop. I try a shield drop aerial. It doesn't really work.
Yeah, no. It's just because Dair to shield or Nair to wave dash back is insanely broken as Puff in this matchup because he can't punish it, really. So it's like trying to... Whenever Puff is like above you like that, I would just either get out of the way horizontally with like a wave dash, or I would try and short hop up air. Those are the only two situations. I don't think you could have really set up a short hop up air, so I would just wave dash off the platform in this position and just
wait. When he nared my shield, do you think I should have wave dashed back off the platform?
Yeah, I was saying like before the Nair even like came out, I would have done that preferably, and or like you could have also just short hopped away too and then tried to back air them for nairing. I would have been fine. But in general, it was kind of like I was talking about earlier, where you're kind of like trying not to let them get around you and above you as much. It's like whenever I'm trying to pressure corner, I am basically like, I don't say like a full character length away, but I'm like I'm probably a little bit more, like maybe like
There's that
length and a half.
There's that diagonal like angle that's above back air where Nair it just demolishes you if they get into that space.
Yeah, it's like a big part of this matchup is again like being above them because they cannot catch you vertically as easily. So that's why Nair is also really good. So it's like if you're not like in the air jumping, and like I would rather be in the air at all times rather than being anywhere in a position where I could be grounded, unless I'm like above them while grounded.
So you're saying don't be grounded.
Yeah, it's like the only times I'm being grounded is if I'm wave dashing back after landing, or if I am going for like wave dash short hop up air to read like a full hop. Like sometimes I do that. But besides
so
that,
I definitely spend a decent amount of time grounded in the matchup, like wave dashing and stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to catch those nairs.
Also, like about shield in general, it's pretty fine to just like sit in shield in this position, or not this position. Like right here, like I would have been down and not even shield drop here, and then just sit in shield, because what is he really going to do besides grab me? Is the big problem with Puff in this matchup. Like Puff can't up the rest the other Puff, so it's like
there's no risk.
Being in shield is like pretty fine because they have to just grab you, and if they ever go for like an up smash or a forward smash, you can just rest on shield. And if they have bad DI there, they literally die, and that's awesome for you.
Yeah, I think the risk with shield is like once it gets low enough, they can shield poke with down air or something.
Yeah.
But past that. What do you think about right here when I did the shield drop? If I had done a double jump down air the other direction instead of a bear and tried to edge cancel it towards center stage so I could keep center stage?
Yeah, I guess it would have worked, but like, I don't think like that execution is like necessary to do. I would have either just sat in the shield or, honestly, if you back aired and then drifted away off the back air, that would have been probably fine too. But doing any other drift is like pretty hard to.
So right here, okay, it was really hard to tell that I was not going to be in time to hit that fair, but even if I had hit it though, I was going to get crouch canceled.
Yeah.
So what do you think I should have done?
Nair.
Oh yeah, can you rewind just a few frames maybe?
You could have definitely naired here. When I first saw this, I was like, wow, this is so weird.
Oh yeah, okay.
I
had to nair high up though. I had to nair a lot earlier than I chose the fair.
Either nair earlier, or you could just double jump and then nair. Like that would have been fun. I'd probably just double jump then nair after.
Yeah,
that's like the classic in this match.
He let me be right above him. Yeah, I should take those opportunities a lot more. If they let me be right above them, then I should be nairing and like make them show that they're gonna do those really committal short hop up airs.
Yeah, this would have been such a hard like up air to go for anyways, because you don't even have to do the nair.
There was like no time.
You could also jump to side platform too, but that's like reasonable. I mean, I probably wouldn't, but like another puff could. I would just land nair. Like anytime I'm landing fair, it's always like in these corner situations I was talking about with like going for fair to snipe like ledge grab and turn winner and stuff like that. I'm not really like fairing in neutral like this unless it's like I get hit out of the air and then counter fairing after getting hit at a hit stun at low percent. It's like I'm not really landing with that move.
Oh, question. Pause. I guess we didn't even need to pause. Yeah. With grab, do you have a philosophy on down throw versus up throw in the Ditto?
Up throw is more damage, so that's how I think about it. But like, so down throw is interesting.
Oh, down throw you can get a pummel and you can buffer it. Does that still not make the same amount of damage?
I think it's still like 2% less in my head.
Okay.
So okay. Yeah, I think down throw is only like 8 or 9% or something like that. And like up throw is like 11. But the thing about up throw I like is that they're so high in the air that they cannot land onto the side plat easily. It's like if they but the thing about down throw is cool is when you down throw them, this also applies to back throw. A lot of the times the puff like to jump out of hit stun instantly, and sometimes they can jump into a back air, which is cool. But it's kind of like just hoping that will happen, whereas up throw is a more, I don't want to say guarantee because that's not true, because like we were talking about, like you can get reversal for shark.
Yeah. It's more guaranteed, but also like impossible. But
yeah, it's like guaranteed in the sense that like
a good position.
It's a good position. I would prefer.
Whereas down throw, it often puts them at that exact diagonal that Jigglypuff is. It puts them at that diagonal above you. That's like honestly a little hard to deal with.
Yeah, no, it puts them at a pretty nice height to be able to nair down. And that's like what that's what we're saying. Yeah, Dair is just so impossible. So it's like I do not like that. Yeah, this spot's pretty annoying in the sense that they can kind of just do what I was saying earlier, but they just jump way back here. What do they even do here? They didn't even do that. Okay. So right here, as soon as I see the puff is doing this, I would just either, once I know that this is their game plan, I would just land side plat and just stay here and then just wait for them to do their jumps when they're back airing away. And then snipe them on the way down.
I go back down to center, which is kind of like pussy, and I don't need to be so scared.
Yeah, it's like it's like when you're sharking Marth after like an up throw or like an up air or something. You don't want to like land on the ground after doing it. You want to just go for it and just continuously just like try and hit them in the air rather than like being scared of like getting down aired from Marth, or in this position getting just back aired from Puff. Like you basically have to play this interaction because you were losing. You don't, if you're winning, obviously you don't have to play this space at all. You can be the one sitting over here and doing that. I mean,
Mhm.
again, like I'm saying, I wouldn't do that because like realistically, I still think this isn't like a very
Optimal, yeah.
advantageous position. Like
Yeah.
it's just
I
like
understand all the
annoying.
theory that it
It's
shouldn't be good.
annoying to fight is the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like it
Yeah.
requires a lot of reading their timing and then just like not overcommitting in the sense that you don't want them to get around you. But yeah, it's like obviously going to the ground here is not the right move. Okay, good. You got onto the side platform. But yeah, like clearly, like you had like a couple opportunities just land side.
At this point, I'm really thinking like I really just don't want to take any extra damage from overextending, and I can tell that he's because I've played him before. I can tell that
Yeah,
he's going to like take us to the clock, so I'm just gonna like accept that the approaches are gonna be really slow.
yeah.
And just make
So
sure I don't get hit more.
I don't think actually I've thought about this a lot in terms of I don't know if landing on top line is actually ever good, especially like wave landing, because you just lose so much added time when you do this. You actually let Puff take center on you again if they want
Mhm.
to, and then you have to
Mhm.
come down from top plat. So
Mhm.
basically, how I think about it now is I either go to this side platform. I think Puff is going to chase me with the back air when I'm around this position, or I land
Mhm.
here if I think Puff is going to jump away. Those are my landing spots
I
nowadays.
see.
Sometimes I land center
And
if
You're
I.
saying, and you're saying only in the Puff Ditto.
Yeah, this is specifically in the
Okay, okay.
Puff Ditto, but
Yeah, because I feel like top platform is like amazing in so many matchups.
yeah, I think other matchups like landing top plat, like when you're chasing like this, is like probably fine. Like
Okay, okay.
I think like against Marth, like the position's completely like fine. Like if I'm pressuring like this, like I'm fine to land top plat from here. I'm not
Mhm.
like upset. But it's just like so
Okay, yeah.
much like time. Like I was talking about with Pound earlier, like just losing time in this
Yeah.
matchup to like
I feel like one of the things is I need like a Jigglypuff that I can just play like 100 games with
yeah,
to just get used to like the timings are all pretty weird. Like they're really, really different from other characters and like it's all super positional and it's like positional on things like that, like time. Like
yeah.
just taking a little bit of space with the little bit of time that they give you.
Yeah, no, it's really just about not like overextending and then you wasting time in the sense that you want to always be in a zone where you can like threaten them, or if you
Mhm.
can't threaten them, you're basically backing off to try and make them approach at you, to try
Mhm.
and take space, and that's how.
Oh, random question.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is totally unrelated to this situation, but one of the big things in the Ditto is at a certain point, you just like down air on the ground a lot so that you can kill them with up smash.
Yeah.
Do you know what percent you should start just like down airing? Do you know it off the top of your head?
So before I talk about the percent, I want to just talk about my philosophy with it. Basically, how I think
Uh,
about it is if my downer is not going to kill him,
hmm
I usually don't like going for it. But
hmm
there's exceptions to that. If they hit downer my shield, I'm completely fine to downer them, unless I'm at kill percent. Like if I'm at like, so the percent would be like 90%. It depends on
hmm
stage,
Uh-huh.
but like around 90 is when I start getting like really wary about drill smash. So like
hmm
after 90, I stop going for drill unless it's like basically we're one stock
Once
once.
you're at 90.
Yeah, that's when I don't go for drill anymore, because if I miss the execution, it's just like
Mhm.
so not worth. I'd rather win neutral and kill them off back airs at that point
Mhm.
than risk my stock going for
Mhm.
drill and then missing, essentially.
And what do you think about drills that like say they're at 50 or something
Yeah.
and you drill and just like mix up in some way? Or about like drill to drill? Do
Drill
you
to
have any
drill's
beliefs about drill, drill, drill?
drill's fine in this matchup. Around I do it around like 70-ish. Sometimes I
Okay.
just go. I've been thinking lately about just going for drill up smash raw at those percents rather than drill. It
Mhm.
depends. Sometimes like they just roll away and you can kind of can't drill again when they roll
Mhm.
away. If you unless you like hard read it. So like
Mhm.
that's why sometimes I don't like drill and rather just drill up smash. But
Yeah.
I think it's okay. It's just like and just being essentially wary of not drilling when I can die from it. Or like,
Mhm.
let's say I'm not gonna die, but like I'm at 70, they drill grab me after, and they throw me off stage, or they up throw me, and I can die from an up air, then it's
Mhm.
like, I probably shouldn't go for
Yeah.
drill anymore. It's like, yeah, basically I only drill when I'm drilled on shield.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay, when they drill you on shield and you drill back, is it a real punish? Sometimes it feels like it's always like you just end up in this chain reaction of like drill on shield and then you drill out a shield and then you hit their shield and then they drill out a shield and then you drill out a shield and then one of your shields gets low and gets shield poked.
yeah,
Have you
so
had this?
I thought that was actually how it works, but realistically, if you have
Yeah.
good tech skill and acting out of shield in time, you should be able to drill them before they land. But
Okay.
also, in that same sense, they can sometimes max space drill and then
Hmm.
just like try and wave dash away. In those type of situations, when I see that they're trying to max space it, I just back air instead. Because if I hit shield, who cares? They're not gonna do anything out
Yeah.
of shield after. I'm just gonna space my back air, and then I'm pressuring them on shield, and then
Okay.
like yeah. So basically, it's really
Would it
hard to bench
depend
shield.
at all? Would it depend on at all on like the random chance or the kind of random chance of like do you know the thing where like Fox drill like it has some frames where it's on, some frames where it's off, and like say they try to like drill up smash, it's like there's one frame where when the drill hits, it's like possible to true combo,
Yeah.
but then there's like two frames where it's not a true combo, and it's like kind of random which one they're gonna get. Does that impact at all the punishability? Like, do you think that there's any like pseudo RNG in punishing drill on shield?
No,
No,
I from what I've
okay.
seen and what I've like
If
I've
you're just fast enough and
yeah.
they don't mega space it, you can punish it.
Yeah, I literally played Hungry Box at Gommel, and I was like, oh, he just like punished me every time for drilling. And I was like, and I started
I
doing
see.
it,
Okay.
and I was like, okay, it actually is that easy, if you
Okay.
just like practice it for sure.
Okay.
I haven't run into any issues like that.
Okay. Fair enough.
This position's really cool. So like right here, this is a really lovely spot for me in this matchup. I really like just coming out on top of the other puff with a back air
Hmm.
when they're cornered like this, because you can't really nair,
Hmm.
because you can't nair off stage, so you don't
Uh-huh.
have nair in the same sense. Um, so I really like just like falling on top of them with a back air, because they can't get out a hitbox to hit you from this position. They literally cannot
Hmm.
full hop back air if you're in the air and just
Uh-huh.
falling on top of them. So
That makes sense. You're saying a shield drop back air from here.
I wouldn't even land on the platform in this situation pretty much ever.
Oh.
The only time I'm landing on the platform here is if they jump off stage to reset my jumps, essentially. If they're like in a
Um.
position,
Okay, so you're saying when I did that one back air, you would have the back air I did coming down like this?
so one, I wouldn't have done these back airs at all. This doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's time wasting. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but essentially, if I was just here and just I would short off the platform, and then I would just try and back air here, and so Khalid goes down like this. After I see this back air whiffs, I just literally would just fall and just keep falling and just back air again, because they could not punish me for doing this.
Wait, as Jigglypuff, you would fall and keep falling? As my Jigglypuff, the one on
Yeah,
the side plat? I
yeah.
don't think you can fall through platform here, can you?
Well, I will say I would kind of just drift around as usual.
You would drift
Yeah.
towards center and avoid the
Or
platform.
yeah,
Okay.
either drift towards center, or sometimes if they're continuously drifting off stage, then I would be drifting more this way. But yeah,
Yeah, sure. Okay,
essentially,
okay.
I'm not really landing in these sequences unless Puff
Okay.
goes completely off the rails, off stage, and then I'm continuously keeping like basically a solid distance around them. Because again, if you drift like more this way, then they can't really get center on you again and like
Yeah.
cross you up. But yeah, you landed on the ground again. That's pretty. That's like probably the most important thing. I do these taunts a lot in this
Okay, yeah.
matchup too. And my opponent's capping me. I just want to see if they're ready to catch it. I'm trying to look for like a new interaction. Ooh, okay. I don't like drill in this spot. I would just let once I grab this grab edge like this, I'm just using my invincibility and back airing from ledge, yeah. Or I just like regrab and then I try and back air them pounding as well too. Either one. Them just like jumping like that. I also think if I grabbed ledge, waiting for a pound, I could probably just like let go of ledge fair with my invincibility and just hit them for jumping back as well too. And they're at a high enough percent where they can't punish me for doing that. So, yeah, no, drill doesn't really make sense on the ledge. Oh, both of your full hop drills is terrible. This is like one of my pet peeves in this matchup when I see Puff doing this, because like literally what did this
if it hits, there's not really much reward.
Yeah, there is nothing. They had to shield after, and like shield is like hard to punish besides just throwing out a grab, but like literally they just
if it hits, you probably have like a frame or two, a frame advantage for some mix-up kind of. But yeah, it's not really good. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. So in this spot, I mentioned it like briefly, but I like doing wave dash short hop up air, and sometimes this will catch this type of movement. Or
if I do big wave dashes, I could have gotten over there. The walks are so slow.
Yeah, no, the walk was pretty slow. I would basically start my wave dash like here. I would be wave dash, not throw out the up air right now, and I would be able to catch this usually.
Yeah. So unless you did like shield drop bear, then I'd get a good position.
Yeah, no, it's like really hard for Puff to deal with like again like the low committal short hop up airs in general. From like a higher position than you. So it's like the only way they deal with it essentially is just like recognizing that you're doing that, and then they just take space on your up air in the way horizontally rather than trying to hit you vertically. Is the trade-off essentially with short hop up air. But yeah, it's really good in this spot. Again, you could also like jump backwards and then expect them to like try and hit you, and then you can back air them. That's also fine too. Both are acceptable. It depends, I guess, on the Jigglypuff player, which one's better. You can't really get punished too hard, again, off this short up air besides them taking space. So I kind of like the short up air, at least for the start. As a mix-up. It's like, here you didn't need to jump back this far and wave dash, like, away. Because they weren't like trying to threaten you at all. They were just hitting like this spot right here. So I would just jump here to get height. Because getting height
one thing that happens to me in these games, I guess part of what I need is just reassurance that strong principled play is good. Because like, I'll just get like nihilistic and try kind of weird stuff and then move away a lot and then try to take a bunch of space because they think I'm going to be camping or something, and I should just be playing. It seems like I should just be playing very, very tight and principled, play around stage position. Don't overextend. It feels like that's the overall message.
Yeah, I wanted to load up really quick. I just want to just show the difference between this gameplay and me versus Hungrybox. Should have it somewhere. I can find this pretty easy in Discord DMs. Because, like, literally, it's like, this is like a different game. I've
watched like good Puff Dittos. And so it gets really confusing when I'm in these like shit posting Puff Dittos.
No, it's like it's really weird just looking at this because I'm just like the tight like disciplined and just like playing like normal neutral. Yeah. It's just like way way better than what I'm looking at here. Let's see. Shit's so bad quality, but it's okay.
Yeah, oh my god.
Okay. Not have it be. German separate. Fuck German. Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay. Here we go. Like, basically, what I'm already noticing, like, we're actually fighting each other. Hungrybox, like, literally, like, this exact movement sequence from Hungrybox right here, this never happened. Like, I did not see like this type of like jump off the platform back here like once to try and like challenge top lat.
And so you're saying that like if he is playing the way that he is, I can fight him and I can still force him to fight me.
Yes.
If
It's
I
like
say, well, I can force him to fight me.
literally like I was the one being annoying here to Hungrybox and just being like really high up, and Hungrybox is like, all right, I'm just gonna try and hit you, and and like he lost interaction, but like realistically, what I was doing here was beatable. Is the problem here? Is like if he just read it something that I didn't do in the situation. He just lost a mix-up, and that's completely fine to lose a mix-up and just like get hit for back air here, because he still won this interaction essentially, anyways, because he just has a higher, lower percent than me. But it's just like, it just looks like completely different gameplay, just like off the bat. It's like Hungrybox like taking space and jumping around me. I try and like hit the corner. Like this type of gameplay just didn't happen at all. But so like a little bit more. Oh my god, your month's too bright. But
Yeah, I can't really see anything.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. A lot of my questions are these like philosophical questions about what I should be doing, and I like lose all hope when I'm playing of like actually playing like principled and careful and.
Okay. I'm gonna just look around and see if there's any new interactions, then go to the DD game and see.
We could skip ahead to when I lose the stock lead.
Holy crap, this is still going on. Why have it? And when I get a 5-minute stock in this matchup, for me, what happens is I'm just playing my spacing well, and I'm at 140, and I die to a back.
Yeah.
That's literally how my 3-minute stocks go in this matchup, is I just play my stock lead
Just
well,
live a long time. Yeah.
and I just live forever, because I'm just I'm just playing interactions. Like, this was insane to look at, the 3-minute stock. That was interesting. I'd probably just fair here. I don't really like the idea of drilling that much. I think fair is just better in this situation. If it's like not Jigglypuff, I think the drill's better generally, because Puff just has multiple jumps. So I just drill as much in the spot. But yeah, I think it didn't really matter because you kind of got the interaction in one anyways. Yeah, in this spot, I would just either drop down low and then just try and back air to shield, a turnaround back air, or I would just shield drop and then I would shield drop and then like turn around and fair this as well too. Fair again, where I'm not really committing too hard. I'm trying to drift back onto stage, whereas I'm keeping like stage control. But yeah, I mean, again, this is kind of like you're thinking really hard about like grabbing the edge, it feels like here still, so that's like kind of why philosophically it doesn't work against like SDJ. That literally doesn't work. Which
one? The grab ledge and fair.
Grab ledge fair. It's like you have to be, even though like it's really good, you have to be wary against like other puffs. Is like if that's like your main way to like stop them in this position, then you have to like be like, oh, they can tech this too.
I see.
But that's just like a nuanced situation. Pound in neutral as well too is pretty bad. I would say it's doesn't really do anything because you can't get pound rest. So it's like basically, oh, I pound and then if I miss, I get back aired, and then if I pound and I hit, then I get a pound. That's it. Whereas I'm more likely to miss with a pound and then get back aired than I am to hit the pound in general.
I don't know why. Logically, you're totally correct, and there is something that makes Jigglypuffs still like get dopamine when they hit pound on Jigglypuff. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not the only one who's succumbed to this. But logically, you're totally right. And when I see other Jigglypuffs, I'm like, why are you pounding? You don't get anything out of pounding. Yeah. I watch myself, and I'm like, whoa, bro.
It's because pound is really good at punishing Puff doing back air, and staying in the same spot for a while. So it feels good to punish Puff for doing such stupid play. Essentially is how I think a lot of the dopamine comes from. Stupid in the sense that, like, man, you're literally just, like, jumping in place and back airing. But you can just punish it harder with, like, a hard read forward smash sometimes will work too. or literally just jumping away and then getting height advantage and then back airing them. It's just, again, just falling on top with them with the back air is just insanely OP when they're cornered. So. Yeah, it's like you're actually giving up entire stage control here. Like, you're not like trying to
but
actively...
we're playing like mind games with each other. It's obviously not like the right way to play.
Yeah, no, it was just funny. I was like, wow. Like this entire minute from Khalid is impossible to do in general. So I was just like, wow. This is really good if you land on the side platform. This type of like getting back to stage is the best way to play this matchup. Essentially, it's just back airing in place and jumping in place, and then just getting height. And then basically deciding at the last second is how I think about it. Whether I'm gonna go to ledge / land on side plat,
or top plat,
or top plat. So let's go around them, and that's how.
Oh, you're cut out. I think I can hear you.
Am I good? All good, or oh, wait, reconnect. Okay, I should be good now. It's so weird. Yeah. I've just been having like weird like Discord situation. As somehow every time well, literally the last 2 days I've just been in a lesson. I was just like, this happened. Like, I'm just like, what the hell? That's so weird. But yeah, what was I saying? Shit.
Skip ahead a bit, and so we can see at least what is like the culmination of this game. Okay, I lose some kind of stock lead, and then I think I try to attack him slowly, and oh yeah, I should have hit the up smash out of shield on the dash attack.
Yeah, funnily enough, this is actually my hardest thing to punish out of shield lately, because how I do my punishes is I practice up smash and forward smash and Uncle Punch, but I don't practice dash attack. Yeah. I have to set up like a save state for that, and I was like, I'm so... It's funny because in 20XX, I was so down to do save states like 5 years ago, but just setting up...
Actually, the same way. I had a whole setup back in 2019 where I would have save states. I had a script to like randomize which save state I got with like small variations. Yeah. So I'd have to like react to different things and stuff. And then I got Uncle Punch, and I'm so like lazy. I don't even practice Uncle Punch now, but back when I was practicing, I got lazy.
Well, you definitely should practice Uncle Punch like once a day, just for at least tech skill maintenance is what I call it. When I do it, is I just do a bunch of different things. But yeah, no, so I definitely understand the struggle of missing dash attack on shield. You can also just draw out a shield too. I think that's fine.
Yeah, rather than that, I think I did an empty hop.
Yeah, sometimes I like doing draw out a shield in general instead of up smash in a lot of matchups where it's like maybe up smash is the right play, but like if I drill, it's just like more lenient in the sense that if I miss my up smash, I will literally die for it every time in this matchup. But if I miss my drill, they have to hit the execution on hitting me out of shield or drill, or I can just drift away completely and then try and do the mix-up of like potentially shield and then like have to get out of shield from a back air if they're like on point. So it's like that's usually what I do when I'm not like 100% confident in it. Is this ranked, by the way?
Yeah, this is ranked.
Wow. It's very humble. And I've been playing against so many Jigglypuffs unranked nowadays. Feels like it's all I came into.
Oh, really? I think the East Coast queues are pretty different than the West Coast queues.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's also not a lot of Jigglypuffs on the West Coast as well, too, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think the Jigglypuffs are me, Khalid, and Didi.
Yeah.
That are ever on that play.
Yeah, it's like, this is what I think would happen. We didn't really see it that much because we weren't really, like, trying to challenge Puff up here. But, like, man, it's so hard to remember where exactly it was because, like, the same percent's on the screen. That's a lot of times when I'm doing Slippy replays, I'm just, like, rewinding, and I'm remembering...
Look at percents.
Yeah, look at percents to see what happened. This, like, not this one. It was like this type of up air is like I think what you're talking
Bad.
about, getting like
Yeah.
reversaled off of it. Like this is like
Yeah.
not good to do because they could just
Yeah.
fall and hit you for doing this. Like I think most buffs, like obviously Khalid doesn't really care because 54 seconds left and it's
Yeah.
impossible to win. So it's
Yeah.
like they're lazy on this. But if it was even stocks, he would for sure have gotten hit for doing this up air. It's just
Yeah.
like you're basically too close to them.
Yeah, and I'm still like drifting in too.
Yeah, it's like you just were not. You were close enough to them to the point where you couldn't full hop off the ground in time to actually gain height and catch them. If you're already in the air and you were like here when you started the jump and like they were up here, then it's like more reasonable to try and do this. Again, I would probably be back here instead here. I'm only really up airing off the short hop, or if they like fall into my space, not really trying to like hit them.
So you try sharking with back air a decent
I
amount.
basically
Yeah.
back
You're not
airing.
scared about like Nair when it's that high up?
No, I mean if they nair
Yeah.
me, who cares? I'm going to center off the nair, so it's
Yeah.
like
Okay,
I'm
sure.
completely fine with that.
Yeah.
And I can't really get back air reversal a lot of times off when I'm throwing out back airs. In the same way I can get up aired for. I can get back air for throwing out up air. Okay, this game is evolving
Yeah.
degeneracy.
Yeah, the game's over.
Yeah.
I think he does taunt and I rest him.
Oh well. Okay, let's look a little bit about the Khalid game. Or the other one.
I'm gonna take a look at around the same time. These are both from September, I
Yeah.
think. I haven't really been playing much actually the last 3 months, but if you look from one of the other ones is against Didi, who I think plays less. Well, he plays really campy, and he definitely has like run the clock against me a good amount, but he's not doing the like intentional psychological warfare or whatever. But I guess you'll probably see the same stuff. I just get very confused in the matchup, and yeah, okay. I think this has been helpful. It's just like play principled, use stage position, don't give up.
Oh, you see what happened here when you pounded? Actually.
Oh, I've lost. It says the stream has ended.
Oh yeah. Shoot.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, this is.
Yeah, it was like a little bit about this game. And we'll call it there. But you were saying.
No, nothing really. Nothing really. Just
Okay.
kind of adjusting everything.
Yeah, no, like this is literally like this pound right here. It is so punishable. If they recognize that you pounded there, what I would do is I instantly drift back, get my jumps back, and then just start hitting you with backer because you literally cannot land anymore because you have no jumps and you're so high up. It's like the alternative to doing like this type of pound this way is that you just turn around and try and backer and then like do that wall in place type of movement to try and recover in general. I'm usually never facing forward when I'm recovering. It's just like trying
Well,
to
okay, my
do it backer is just
thinking here is if I'm really low on jumps and I do these really high recoveries, if he hits me, I can keep DIing up and like eventually I'm gonna get through.
you can't really eventually get through if they just keep hitting you with backer, and then you just have 0 jumps, and then they just hit you with backer again, and they just keep you hitting you with backer. It's just like
I feel like eventually I'll get the height. I feel like eventually I'll get the height where I'll get like a mix-up on a landing, and as long as they keep DIing those backers up, if I'm like that far away from them and I can pound high enough, I'll probably. That my feeling is that I'll eventually get a landing mix-up and get my jumps back. Maybe I'll get just a brief moment where I can edge cancel a Dair or something, or they'll give up position on the edge.
So I was saying on Dreamland, I think that type of like gameplay is fine when you get hit away really far and then pound. I just don't think on Battlefield because it's just so much smaller of a stage. You could literally just be on the top platform and just like jump off, double jump, and you basically hit this entire zone up here. easily. So I think it's like it really does not work in the same way against like a puff that like knows like if DD was like paying attention to you pounding there, like pound is so reactable after they throw it out. So I would just, if this was me, I'd literally fall here and then just get my jumps back and just hit you.
Are you going to Genesis?
Yeah, I should be. Hopefully.
We should play a little.
Yeah, I'm down. It's funny. I always play like every puff at like a tournament. It's just like how it happens. I swear I play like an hour of puff dittos every major. See how they actually like this is like they actually just like they did a shield drop back here in the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah, they literally just sniped the edge of the back here. It's like obviously you didn't do that once. Ooh, that was good. See, like these pounds are a little bit more understandable because you're getting hit like insanely far away, but still like there's no reason why this really should work in my head. Like this is so.
It's pretty scary.
This is
it's pretty scary.
Aggressive.
It's hippie.
By DD to do that type of drift because you can't really. You can't basically when you get like basically like this close, like you closer to this, like when I'm trying to find the exact frame, where you kind of fucked up this Edgeguard right here. Like when you get like this close to puff, you basically lost because you get fared. When you're edgeguarding, you just do not want to get close enough to where their fair can touch you. Is essentially how it works. As soon as you do that, that means you can get fared and you get reversal, and you can actually lose this edgeguard positioning comparatively. So it's like this edgeguard shouldn't have been losing. It should have beat that like type of pound still. Like I was saying, I'd rather. I was talking about earlier about you landing with fair, like obviously this time you landed with Nair, which is good. I'd still rather double jump to get the Nair out after a full hop than going for it raw, because you just still need the extra height. The extra height is just so much better. So it's like most of my attacks are always just like full hop,
from double jump,
or short hop, double jump, just get the extra height. It's like I'm never really just like attacking with full hop Nair in neutral, like ever. That was good drift. Yeah. This is kind of why fair sucks. Like it doesn't really have a hitbox that actually hits puff here. Whereas like if you were facing backwards or something, that's what I just been.
I could have back air. Back air would work.
I just fell on top of them with a back air. You can't really fall on top of them with fair in the same way. It's just like not as good.
Yeah, I tried it twice and it just doesn't work either time. I'm like, okay, this ain't doing it.
You basically let them get around you, but you also did like.
One of the other things with puff dittos is I play them so rarely that every time I'm playing it, I'm like trying to figure out what the fuck like the timings are or what works at all. So it's compared to like Fox, Falco, Marth, or whatever, where it's like I just have so many games. So like I'm like trying stuff like, oh, I wonder if I can punish back air from a shield drop if I come in, and read his drift just right and I'm fast enough. I'm like, I guess trying to learn.
Yeah, it's definitely the problem with the beginning of the lesson where it's like, well, you can't really catch puff or like jumping away with the back air a lot of the time, where it's like you kind of have to slowly take space on them for doing that. If they give up the space, then you can take it, or if they don't give up the space, then just...
I have trouble differentiating between the moments when you actually can hit the puff and when you can't, so you need to take a little space.
Yeah, most of the time it's like, if they're being insanely defensive, you can take more space. If they're like, basically threatening the fact that they can try and cover center, like, not cover, but like hold center stage and try and like back air at it, then that's the point where you don't take as much space. And then, obviously, if they're being insanely aggressive, that's when you're jumping back, because that's basically how I think about my space control in this matchup. It's like, if they're down to defend center with a back air, then I'm then I'm just going to try and hit them for doing that. Essentially, just falling on top of the back air and not trying to take space as hard. But for me, I kind of just categorize puffs pretty fast if they're going to jump away like Khalid, and then I'm gonna just take. I'm just gonna always just like spam.
Yeah, against a campy puff, you're gonna try to take space. Against like a fighting puff, you're actually gonna try to hit him. Yeah,
it's like I just kind of default to just taking space if I just see them camping in the first like 5 seconds. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna just only take space until I get hit like 5 times.
People show who they are right away.
Yeah, it's like to me, I have to lose this type of taking space mix up so many times to really get annoyed, and then start just like basically throwing out back airs to like cover them for hitting center essentially. But yeah, this Pharaoh is insanely greedy. It's basically the same thing that DD did, where you got like, let's say they even drifted downwards. It was kind of the same type of distance where they could have like potentially counter hit you instead of like them fairing. They could have turned around back, or let's say they drifted down and turned around.
We are getting to see it a little more in this game than in the last one. I honestly also get pretty lost on Puff Ditto edge guards. And I am a big believer that you should be able to edgeguard Puff, and I end up doing it really not very well. Like I end up not really getting anything off of it, or I get reversal or something.
Yeah, no.
I overextend.
Like I've touched on it a little bit like throughout the lesson, but essentially I'm completely down for them to go edge. In my mind, like I was saying earlier, edge is not really that advantageous, so if my edge guard ends with them landing on edge, then I think it's a winning edge guard. So basically what I'm doing is I'm never doing this type of fair or the backer that DD did earlier, where I'm trying to get so close to them to try and hit them. I'd rather be like I was talking about, you're doing like a character length and a half away, sometimes a neutral. I'd honestly be like almost like 2 character lengths away instead when I'm edge guarding, to avoid any possibility that they can get around me and over me. It's like I'm basically just patrolling the space with back airs and then just sniping if they try and get around me, and then eventually they will just start drifting to ledge because there's no other option. And sometimes I'll be able to hit them for going to ledge, sometimes I can't. Sometimes they'll be very aggressive and trying to nair on the stage, and I just jump back and backer them for that. It's just ultimately just like boxing them to ledge, and then just attacking them from ledge or in the corner after that. Is essentially how the edge guard works. It's just like really not giving up space like this at all. It's just like using literally only back air and just hitting
relentlessly, not overextending, and but not running away, trying to take space, and not overextending.
Yeah. Also, you just basically want to always like be on the side platform to regain your jumps. Anytime they go really high up, I would rather regain my jumps and then start to strike them again, so you can have the most amount of height, because they'll have less height off their later jumps than obviously if you have the early jumps, you'll have more height, so you can actually effectively drift better and then shark them better, because you'll actually get more height. But sometimes when the edge guard goes completely wrong, like not this wrong, but like let's say they're able to nair around you, or like they're here and you're like in center stage because you got like hit by a back air or something, then I start to do like the short up air stuff to try and make sure they can't get center on me. Or I just do like jump away and do like really defensive back airs in center stage to avoid them getting to top platform. Or just like trying to land like in center aggressively as well too. It's like that's where these types of like really defensive type of like edge guards come in. But yeah, no, I learned pretty quickly that when I played so many Puff Dittos that this type of like really aggressive edge guard does not work.
Doesn't work, yeah.
Yeah, it's like literally DD was completely fine with you landing edge here. Like that was their edge guard. I would have been more aggressive with my back air timings here, in the sense that I would throw them out, because it doesn't really do anything wrong.
It doesn't cost anything to throw it.
It doesn't cost anything to throw it out. I would just be throwing it out just in case you drift onto me. But yeah, I don't actually.
Not a good fair.
Yeah, it was not a good fair. A lot of the times when I'm hitting the corner when I'm expecting like a fair from ledge, I usually am sitting on side platform. If I'm expecting the puff to be aggressive off the ledge and like not just ledge camp, if I'm expecting ledge camp, then again I like doing like the short hop back air to try and hit it, or short hop reverse weak fair to hit the regrab timing as well too. It's like I sit on the side platform to punish this fair. I sit on the side platform to punish like downer from ledge. I sit on the side platform to punish literally like just ledge dash onto. It's just like it's a pretty good position in my head to punish like almost every ledge timing to get on stage. If I think they'll get on stage, if they won't again, then I'll just try and like.
I see. You're saying if you think they're gonna get on stage, use side plat. If you think that they're gonna keep flanking, short hop.
Yeah, it's like again because you have the height like advantage in the sense too that you're not gonna be like on a level playing field because they could tournament winner and then they can like make it hard for you if you are just like sitting on the ground or like jumping on the ground. They'll have more height on you. Whereas if you're on the side platform, all you gotta do is just jump and then you have the same height as them. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I like sitting on the side platform if I'm expecting Puff to get off the ledge. Ooh, this is really good from DD. Like this type of like corner play to not like you're basically not. He wasn't really trying to hit you in any of those sequences. He was just trying to basically get you to back off so he can get space here. I probably wouldn't land ground. I'd probably land platform just because landing ground gets you into this spot. But also he could have potentially like thrown a back air to hit you for doing this. But yeah, like that type of corner play, like because you didn't touch on it at all, is just like really good to escape the corner where you're just like you're kind of just staying in place. You're trying to get them to back off by throwing out back airs, and then it takes a really hard commit to actually hit Puff for doing that. Like I was saying with like the pound or the forward smash, it's just like it's so hard to hit that. So it's like it's really good. Just go for in general. The ways to hit that is besides the pound and the forward smash. I just kind of like just doing full hop double jump Nair to hit that too. It's like pretty non-committal. It's like sometimes you can get back aired, but
double jump Nair to hit what I did here.
To hit what DD was doing.
With
the back air stuff. Because it's like a lot of the times they'll be able to like. They'll just get height advantage if you just like do enough double jumps, or if you just do like one double jump. Sometimes you'll have the height advantage because it's like a timing thing too. When you know that they're gonna land like this, I just like nairing rather than going for a back air on shield in general. Even like because Nair would have done the same thing if you hit them here. It's like they're not really gonna go flying off stage to a back air at 64. They'll just go like here, and then you're shooting an Edgeguard situation that is like kind of it is winning, but it's not like insanely winning. Like if they were at like 100 or something. So it's like I like Nair to kind of poke it too. This was a good Edgeguard. Realistically,
I think it froze.
Really? Is it good or?
It is having trouble loading.
Let me reload it.
There we go.
Okay, cool. Alright. Yeah, I think this was a fine Edgeguard that you did here for the most part. Besides that waveland off, starting right here, this was good. It's like, theoretically, let's just assume you didn't waveland off and you were just like trying to back air, and then you go to the platform to reset your jump because they're really high up. This up air was fine because it's really hard for you to get punished for it. So this was fine. They were so high up that it was basically like oh, if they fall into me, that's pretty cool. That's like I was talking about earlier. This was fine. This back air was fine. This back air was the overcommit that kind of cost you here. It's like if you do this back air, you just gotta drift it more this way, and then you just land in center stage. And that would have been a completely fine Edgeguard because they are still cornered and they can't really get out of the corner because you can drift to center stage and then just back air them coming down if you want to.
Yeah, I still have like height and frame advantage.
Yeah, you don't have to back air them as well too, but you could have. Watch probably the end of the stock and wrap it up.
Yeah, it's fine.
I would just dash attack here. I think that would have been fine. I don't really like full hop fair in this situation. It's just like you don't really have time to set up the short up air to try and punish a jump here. So dash stack is probably going to trade with back air here some of the time, but most of the time it'll just clean win. This happens in a lot of matchups where you both kind of lay on the ground next to each other, and it's like you basically have frame advantage in the sense that they can't really get off something really fast, or if they can, they have to hard read your dash stack to punish it. So I like landing. I like doing land and then dash stack a lot in the Puff Ditto, especially when they're at 92 and can potentially not die from it, but they basically will die. In the sense
it's an edge guard, yeah.
The edge guard's very, very favorable comparatively to like a 40 damage guard. That falling fair is really good. Again, falling fair in the corner is really good. Okay. Overextended, jumped really close to them, so they got around you. It's like, this was fine. Prefer you back air here. Once I see this pound, then I think it's probably fine.
Oh, I should do like a double jump towards center-ish, but a turnaround, double jump turnaround with a back air.
Yeah, sometimes I think it's okay to go for an upper at this percent after a pound, specifically, to try and hit them. Like, I was, after this fair, double jump after I see the pound, and then try and upper them right here. And I think that's, like, not unreasonable to go for, because they can just jump into it. And if they don't, I can probably drift it back if I miss. That's specifically because it was going to kill. If it wasn't going to kill, I'm only back airing here. I'm not really focused on up airing the spot at all. But yeah, you try and like jump that way for some reason. But like, the thing about the edge,
and also I did it without an aerial, so it was like really laggy.
It's like you basically want to jump without an aerial to gain height. You don't want to.
Yeah.
That's the only time you want to jump because
it's not actually.
You get more height, essentially. But yeah, like the whole concept of like the fact that you don't want to jump too close is that there's no reason for them to really jump back. Because if they jump back, they're just going to slowly lose their jumps, and then they can't come back. Because they just do not have the horizontal distance to close the gap at all. And you have the ability to reset your jumps and just keep following them up there. So, like, there's no reason for a Puff to jump backwards when they're recovering. It's like they'll stay in place, but they will never really, like, I'm going to jump back when I'm recovering at all. That was a fine attempt, honestly. I would have probably done the same thing here. But I wouldn't drift off stage again, like I was saying when I'm doing this type of drift. I'm drifting on stage, like I'm doing like this type of arc, so I'm landing. And then I wouldn't be in this bad spot here. Anytime you whiff any ledge play, just do not expect to be able to jump after. I would just be shielding every time I whiff this type of play at all. I would not try and jump. Yeah, you have a big habit of trying to back air out of shield, things that really shouldn't be able to be punished, I think is a big thing from this. It's like this, there's no way you can punish fair on shields with a back air on shield after that. It's like you can.
Yeah, I feel like the reason it felt like I could was because it was a slide off with a double jump. It makes it feel like it's like slightly faster, but it didn't. Yeah, it does not work.
Yeah, it's like this could have also been a Nair too, and then you just like you kind of get ingrained in the habit of I need to back air out a shield or back air out of like slide off or whatever.
Oh yeah, actually, this situation where I end up doing this kind of cross up back air, it does happen pretty often. And I do get punished for doing this.
It's like instead, like I would just either shield, wave dash away. Sometimes you can drill at this spot too. Like if it was at 100, I would be fine to just try and throw out a drill to punish it as well too. It depends. But yeah, you can also sometimes wave dash forward expecting a shield, but that's so aggressive. Sometimes I don't like doing that because they could just wave dash back at a shield and F smash me, and it's like ooh. But yeah, no, it's like this is a pretty big habit for sure. Yeah, you don't want to stay on the side platform that long because right here you lost any opportunity to edge guard them.
And he kind of double jumped again, which kind of made it a little easier.
Yeah, it's like they're pounding up here. It's like, oh, they're pounding up there? I'm just going to full hop off the platform and then double jump, and then I can actually hit them without getting sharked. And doing that exact same up air you did earlier, where you just like up aired, and then you're like, oh, it whiffed. Who cares? And then you just went back to going for back airs again. That's literally the same thing you can do at the top platform too. That would have been fine. It's like as soon as right here you lost any opportunity to edge guard, because you cannot jump off the platform and avoid getting attacked. You will just.
I think also part of it's because I'm facing the wrong way. If I were facing backwards, it'd be better.
Yeah, I mean, you're mainly trying to up air in this spot anyways, because they're so high up. Like, even if they're at, like, 80, up air might kill here, honestly. I don't know exactly.
Should I have just, like, shield drop fast fall into the side plat?
In this exact spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than that short hop.
Yeah, I mean, short hop isn't terrible. It's just you don't want to try and hit them, is how I think about it in this spot. Because I know I can't. Because the differential between... like, you were too, like, close to them height-wise so that they were able to hit you before you can get an aerial out. Is essentially how I thought about this position. But when they were way up there, they couldn't hit you for jumping off the platform. But because they're so close, because they're so close to the ground, they can actually hit you for jumping off the platform because you can't get an aerial out in time. But instead, I wouldn't attack them. I would just short hop and then just try and back air like this spot. And then if they fall into it, I can just drift away with my back air and then just try and hit them for nairing. A lot of times this happens too. And then sometimes when I do these types of back air movements here, where I jump away and just like kind of hold center, they're forced onto the corner, and then I get my corner pressure again going.
That makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to let them get center, right?
Yeah.
Essentially is how it works.
I think I am, or I have been, especially watching these videos, it seems that way, scared of doing back airs when they're above me because of the logic that you don't want to do back air when they're above you when you're on stage. But during the juggle situation, it's like pretty different.
Yeah, no, it's literally the back air is not like necessarily to hit them at that exact moment. It's just to pressure them to not be able to get around you. Because if they try and drift in, they will get hit by the back air most of the time, or they will get into a spot where you can double jump again and then hit them with back air. Essentially is how it works. And it's just like back air drift away means that they can't drift in. Is how the back air works most of the time. So like, it's usually not like intentionally trying to hit them. The only times you're really intentionally trying to hit them with the back air on recovery is like you're falling on top of them with the back air and they're like cornered and like trying to like and you're vertically above them. And it's like when they're vertically above you, it's like the back air is literally just to avoid them getting center. It's like if they jump into it, cool, that's awesome. It's like it's not really like the ultimate goal of like the edge guard.
It's mostly positioning, yeah.
It's just positioning and just like trying to make sure they don't get around you. This spot, this was a refresh situation rather than.
Yeah, I got so high up there. That last jump there, I think, was a real problem.
Yeah, it's like I would just like top plat, like right. Again, like
that jump there.
Yeah, I would say this drift as well too was pretty not great. Like right here, I wouldn't be drifting this way at all with this back air because there's no way that they're gonna drift backwards, right? Like I'm saying, they don't want to drift backwards if you aren't doing this type of. If you were drifting like
I want to stay more to the right of them.
Yeah, right, if you were drifting to the right, they aren't gonna drift right. Because they don't want to get hit by back air eventually. But because you drift to the left, they're like, oh, I'm going to go around you now. So it's like...
And now he can go above and over,
This is like a short up air sequence. I'd be fine with just like throwing out up airs like right here. If they fall into it, cool. If they don't, then I'll start pressuring them again. That's fine. It's just your solo on jumps. I would rather just lay on the ground and just throw out short up airs and just hope they fall.
Right here? I think I have a bunch of jumps right here.
See, you landed right here. Yeah, I guess it's okay. I still think sometimes the short up air is like okay in a spot too. And you had no jumps, it's fine. I just didn't see you land in the first part of it.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is pretty troll. Like I was saying earlier, you just throw out like a Nair here, or just get on top of them.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure how to. I think I was a little unsure exactly what to go for or how to press.
Or again, just holding back air, or jumping away and just like back airing, like controlling center with it, and then like getting height with it, and then just double jumping again, and then just like drifting over here and just hitting them with a back air is fine too. It's like it's kind of how they go right now. I just want to see you kill DD. I was waiting for this for like 3 minutes. I was just like, man.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Jesus.
Alright.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean.
Wait, check the final differential. How do I?
Yeah.
Does it end up getting close at all, or do I? Does it time out even?
No, this one doesn't time
No.
out. This was like 5 minutes.
Okay. I think the other DD one I sent does time.
Yeah, the other one was like 7 minutes. So I was like, well, clearly the games are probably too similar to look at realistically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a helpful game to look at too. But yeah. I mean, the biggest things were like the edge guarding is pretty important, the corner positioning, the edge play, just like the move choice in neutral, just like using like Nair more instead of like fair coming down, like being on top of them with back air to try and hit them.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think what else.
Yeah, no, I think this was really helpful.
Yeah, those are like the biggest things for sure.
Okay. Do you have a Venmo?
Yeah. I'll send it to you.
All right.
Do you have any other questions?
No, a lot of it I think I just kind of gotta like digest. I need to like play some.
Okay.
There's only so much I can like take in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, not really any questions. I think a lot of it makes sense. A lot of it is that just kind of like moral lesson to just like actually play, like really play the game, really don't something about it. Something with Puff Ditto makes me like, I don't know, start getting impatient and I don't know. Yeah, just something about it is like very hypnotic and confusing. No, I think this is helpful for just like keeping me in the right frame of mind. I feel like a lot of it, yeah, is that frame of mind of just continuing to play positionally all the time, like to play locked in all the time. It's kind of like I don't know if you know poker at all. Do you know anything about poker?
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about poker, but like sometimes you're card dead, where you just like don't have, you're just not getting cards. And when you're card dead, you're supposed to continue playing, where you're just like still watching what people are doing and paying attention and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like very easy for my mind to wander when I'm playing these Puff Dittos, and then to like be unsure about how I want to play, and then like try doing one thing and try doing another thing, and just not like playing consistently principled.
Yeah, I know what you mean. For me, how I think about it is when it's like situations where Puff is like backering in the corner and I have to think about how to like interact with them and like reading their timings and stuff. It's like to me that's like a more interactive experience than like because I'm like
going to the other side of the stage and crouching,
well,
teabagging or whatever.
I mean, no, like I was about to compare it to like Fox Puff, where I'm basically just like on the ledge or like in the corner on FD, and I'm like, oh, I need to like wait for them to attack me. Where it's like I'm being very proactive and trying to hit them is just like way more engaging in my head than like being the one that's like I'm going to be defensive. It's more about like a frame of mind thing for me. Is how I think about it. It's like I have more things that I can do when I'm attacking rather than when I'm defending. There's only so many things I can do that are just like limited.
I think when I try to attack in the Puff Ditto, I think I also see this watching these games. It's like a well, it's like overextending a lot. Like it's not principled. Like I need to attack, but like when I attack, it needs to be a bit slower. Like usually I'm like camping really hard, and then I try to attack, and I'm like going way too hard.
Yeah.
and I have to like dial that back, but still attack
Yeah.
rather than like giving up on attacking.
Yeah, no, it definitely feels like this like some like frustration type of like throwing out fares in the same way. Because you're just like getting corner camped or whatever. So it's like
Hmm.
that's just what I see from the gameplay wise whenever it's like those situations comes up, or like the obviously like the troll situations, but like
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's definitely just like to me. I just think of it like, oh, more engaged with the game because I'm like actively trying to attack and like figure them out. Uh, is how I frame the whole situation to not
Yeah.
like basically lose my mind to the fact there's nothing happening on the screen realistically, but there's things that could potentially happen. Is how I think about it too. It's like, oh, I could potentially hit them.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I do really appreciate it. Um. Okay. Wait. Where you'll put your
Yeah,
Venmo?
I'll just damn it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. I will follow up if I have any follow-ups if I get more games against Jigglypuffs too.
Yeah,
I get the chance to try to implement any of this. It is really confusing trying to implement anything with Jigglypuff because I just get to play against it so rarely.
yeah,
And my replays, I think it's like 6 games against Jigglypuff in the last like 3 or 4 months. But then randomly sometimes it's in tournament.
yeah. It's not the most common matchup either. It's annoying.
All right, I'll probably see you at Genesis. I'll run into you.
Yeah, no, I hope to be there. So,
Yeah.
see you there.
All right. All right. See you. Take care.
Peace.